thing else to remember is that any goals or desires that you have, the fact that you are aware that you have them means that you also have the requisite talent and ability to achieve them. There are no accidents. There are no accidents. Sometimes we even just there are no accidents. So think of it like this. Sometimes you just even get an idea and you don't know how the idea fits in your story, or that you want to buy a house or take a holiday or do some coaching. I think about this year, even when I booked some coaching in another language, it didn't make any sense at the time to do that, but it was intuition. It was 100% intuition, and just how that experience now is part of my story and what I'm building and what I'm creating now is so huge, but I could not have really known that at the time of following the guidance to book that coaching and do that training. So when you have these desires and these goals and things that you want to do, sometimes they're things that you're going to act on straight away, and sometimes they come to bring with them another idea that you will use. So always look out for that. But everything that you become aware of that you want, I was talking on another of my Thinking into Results calls earlier today about this $20 million jet that I think is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The fact that have become aware of that idea and that I would like to maybe fly in one or own it one day also means that I have the ability to do that. You are not shown any idea that you're not also capable of achieving. Remember that. That's a key point. So any goal, any desire you have, understand that you have the requisite talent and ability to turn it into reality. Now, you may need to change, you may need to shift your level of understanding. You will definitely have to shift your level of awareness to do that. You may have to gather some specialized knowledge to do it. But all of that can happen when you make a decision. The first thing is just acceptance. Wow, I have this desire. I have this. That's interesting. I didn't know where that came from. So here's another exercise that you can do over the next week or two. Make a list of all of your desires, all of your goals, little, big, crazy, simple ideas, all of it. Just begin to write a list. And what are you beginning to do? You're beginning to express that energy. Instead of keeping a lid on yourself, like who could you be if you no longer kept a lid on yourself? Who could you be in 2021? Who could you be for the rest of your life if you no longer kept yourself small for fear of criticism, for fear of what somebody else thinks, for not knowing how to achieve the goal? Who could you be if you just began to express all of you, the wholeness of you, all of the ideas? And so I want you to practice that, not just practice it, I want you to do this. I say practice because that is not always an easy thing to do, because the second you go to write down an idea, what happens? The paradigm kicks in, or the little voice kicks in and says, do you really want that? Are you sure you really want that? And you all know what I'm talking about, right? You know, that's a bit crazy. That's a bit big. How will you ever do that? Maybe don't put it on the list. Don't put it on the list. So it does take a little bit of practice to just let yourself put it on the list. And also to be able to say freely, whatever's on this list is done. Whatever's on this list is for me, and it's done. Just to practice doing that, because that is practicing allowing yourself the energy of all of who you are, right? You're a spiritual being gifted with the ability to think, living in a physical body. You are already whole and abundant. You are already perfect. Your desires, your goals, the things you want to create is you expressing the perfection that is already within you. At the center of who you are perfect. And there's some paradigms and there's some things, little beliefs and little twists and turns there that you're becoming aware of that you would like to upgrade. You would like to change them. But they served a role. They got you to where you are today, so love them. Right? Don't be so hard on yourself if there's negative paradigms or you've created negative results. Maybe they're all part of your story. So don't look at any of it with criticism or judgment. Less judgment, more allowing to see the beauty, and then kiss it goodbye. Thank you for all that you have taught me. Thank you, 2020, for all that you have taught me. Now I would like this in 2021. I would like more of this, and I would like it to be easier. And how can it be easier? And how can I have more of the things that I've written on this list? And some of those things you'll turn into a very specific goal, and some of them you can just let manifest. You don't have to do anything. I promise you, you don't have to do anything. And some of those things on your list will just happen. Why? Because you gave it expression, you gave it energy. You just put it on a sheet of paper. And the beautiful thing about this is you're going to see this happen and see how easy it is when there's no resistance to creating what you want.